Hello guys, my name is Francine Mamba.
Rachel Sidhu, and
We are from the class 12 Prudential of batch 2017.
Today, we are going to be teaching you how to add and subtract rational expressions.
the first thing you need to know and remember when adding and subtracting rational expressions is finding the LCD or LCM, or the lowest common denominator or multiple. Like when you're given 24, 12, and 48, their lowest common denominator or multiple is 48.
For rational expressions, it isn't all that different. Besides finding the least common multiple or denominator among the numerical values, you also place all the variables in the given or denominator and their highest exponents. An example of a problem without numerical values would be when you are given a to the fourth b to the third, a to the second b to the third, and a to the third b to the third. All we have to do is write down all the variables first without their exponents, which are values a and b. Next, we have to plug in the highest exponents of each of the variables. So while looking at the given, the highest exponent for a is 4, and for b, the highest exponent is 3. A to the fourth, b to the third is the LCD.
There are also times when the given needs to be in its simplest or factored form, or else you would have a harder time solving the problem. An example of this is when you're given quantity x plus 1 and quantity x squared plus 5x plus 6. Quantity x squared plus 5x plus 6 can be factored into quantity x plus 2 times quantity x plus 3. So the LCD or LCM is quantity x plus 1 times quantity x plus 2 times quantity x plus 3.
There is also another reason why we need to simplify or factor the given if it's not in its simplest form. We need to factor or simplify the given because if variables or parts of the given are the same, we don't need to write the variable again. For example, when you're given quantity x squared minus 1 and quantity x plus 1, quantity x squared minus 1 can be factored into quantity x minus 1 times quantity x plus 1. Since both of the given have quantity x plus 1, you only need to write it once. So the LCD or LCM is quantity x minus 1 times quantity x plus 1 rather than quantity x minus 1 times quantity x plus 1 times quantity x plus 1.
But there are cases wherein there are more than one of the same variable in the given. An example of this is quantity x squared plus 2x plus 1 and quantity x squared minus 1. When you factor both of the given, you get quantity x plus 1 times quantity x plus 1 and quantity x plus 1 times quantity x minus 1. Instead of the LCD being just quantity x plus 1 times quantity x minus 1, it becomes quantity x plus 1 squared times quantity x minus 1.
Okay, now that you know how LCD works, we're going to teach you how to add and subtract rational expressions.
First, we'll give you an example. 5 over u squared v plus 7 over u squared v squared.
It's just like adding and subtracting normal fractions. First, you find the LCD or LCM, which we just discussed. So the LCD of u squared v and u squared v squared is u squared v squared. Now that you have the denominator, you need to find the numerators. Just like when you add and subtract fractions with different denominators, first, you divide the new denominator by the old denominator. So in the example u squared v squared divided by u squared v, which is essentially u squared v squared minus u squared v, equals v. After that, multiply the quotient by the numerator, which is 5 times v, which is equal to 5v. After that, do the same to the other given. After doing all of that, you are left with 5v plus 7 over u squared v squared. If there are no like terms to combine or any terms to factor, then that's your answer.
Here's another example. 16x over 3 minus 7 over 15x plus 3. First, you need to find the LCD or LCM. But before you do that, you can see that one of the denominators can be factored, 15x plus 3. When factored, it becomes 3 times quantity 5x plus 1. The denominators are now 3 and 3 times quantity 5x plus 1. So the LCD or LCM would be 3 times quantity 5x plus 1. Then, repeat the steps earlier. Divide the new denominator to the old denominators then multiply the quotient with the numerators. So based on the example, you'll have 16x times quantity 5x plus 1 minus 7 over 3 times quantity 5x plus 1. But this isn't the final answer yet. You still need to distribute 16x and add or subtract the like terms. In the end, you are left with 80x squared plus 16x minus 7 over 3 times quantity 5x plus 1. That is the final answer.
We hope you learned a lot and understood how to add and subtract rational expressions. We wish you luck and God bless, guys!